All right, man. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, probably need to. Oop. Didn't mean to hit my mic. Probably need to change this. Let's move it to the right. There we go. Why is Cartman like that? I need to sweep up there, man. There's a lot of dust up there. Ah. What's up? What's up, people? Spurs lost. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you guys knew that the Spurs lost today. I don't know if you were aware. Wait a second. Looks like the stream is acting a little strange. Can you guys see me right now? Is the stream up? Hopefully the stream is okay. Oh man. Kind of sleepy. Let's see. It looks like it's acting. Hold on, it's acting kind of weird. Let me restart this. There we go. It's working. It wasn't working on my end for a second. Castle was good. Yeah. Masterclass in tanking for sure. Absolute masterclass. So we got some things to talk about. Not related to this game, but look, we could just go into the game really briefly, but like there's nothing I really have to say about it, right? They just started off really slow and that was a wrap. No yawning, we're just getting started. I got some stuff I got to do before I go to bed. Yeah, so the San Antonio Spurs have lost a lot of games, and we were kind of expecting this. Funny enough, I wasn't expecting to lose to the Trailblazers maybe a few games ago. But hey, anything is possible. So this was a really tough stretch, right? Like the Pistons, we knew that was going to be tough. Cavs, Celtics, Warriors, Magic. I didn't expect to win any of those. I certainly wasn't expecting to win against the Nuggets, but then again, they sat everyone, and you know we didn't know about that. That was going to happen. Cavs was a really close one. We showed some fight, and then the Trailblazers, obviously losing to that one, which we weren't. As fans, we probably weren't expecting that, but at the same time, long scheme of things, is actually a good thing. It's good that the Spurs lost to the Trailblazers. Okay. If you don't know, in the standings, we are very close with them. So you don't want to win this game and somehow give them ground to get the 13th seat standing. Hold on, I'm gonna go to the standings in a sec. But just overall about this game, Harrison Barnes had a good one. Biyombo was fine. Chris Paul, 9 assists. You know, he's always giving you that. As far as scoring wise, he doesn't give you too much, honestly. I don't think we were really expecting him to. Devin Vassell, once again, he's still here. So, you know, he hasn't necessarily disappeared over the last few games. So that's good. So he was 8 for 16. Steph Castle, 7 for 17. Nothing really to say here. Keldon Johnson was horrible. But hey, Keldon Johnson is only what makes him like when he has games like this. What makes it so horrible is the fact that his defense isn't good. Like if he has somewhat of like decent defense, it wouldn't be so like in your face. But because he's so poor defensively, you know, he has to have good offensive performances. You know, because Steph Castle can have a bad scoring performance and you still have a reason to have him out there, right? Because of his defense. But Keldon, you just can't, bro. You can't. He's unplayable when he's not shooting his shots. But he managed to get 3 blocks in this game, but just as far as on-ball defense, it's not there. It's just not there, y'all. Sometimes he's all right, but he's pretty poor team defensive-wise and man-to-man. He's just not a great defender at all. Not a good defender at all. Malachi Branham had a good shooting performance. As far as defense, nothing really to say about it. I'm wondering what's going on where the Spurs are like playing Malachi Branham more all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. Blake Wesley, he only played 10 minutes, but he was a negative 16. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Malachi. I don't know how the team feels about him. I don't know what they want to do. I don't know if they're going to keep him or they thinking of moving him. I have no idea. But overall, as a team, we shot 43%, 32% from 3. And yeah, the Trailblazers just outscored us. But they started off stronger than we did. But if you look at their players individual-wise, I mean, other than Murray, I mean, no one on their team like absolutely destroyed us. It literally was just the fact that we were just bad today, you know? But we started off slow, and then as the game went on, we kept it close, and then, you know, we were just playing catch up the entire game, you know? But it's okay. It's okay. The reason why it's okay is because of this. If we go to NBA standings, and we take a glance here, a glance-aroo, because yes, go ahead and do an update. Let's see what's going on with the East. So the Hawks are in the play-in, so that's set in stone. I think that got set in stone maybe yesterday. So we can see here that the Magic, Hawks, Bulls, and Heat are all clinched the playoff spot, play-in spot. Now it's just a matter of where the Hawks fall, and I'm just praying that they can fall down here and be 9th or 10th, just so they don't have any type of advantage to get to the playoffs. So we will be paying attention to them. We will be trying to see what's going on there. As far as the Hawks are concerned, they just won a game, I believe. They beat the Jazz. I was about to say, I was like, when did they beat the Knicks? Okay, they beat the Jazz. So we really need the Magic to go ahead and finish strong and beat the Hawks twice. That would be really nice. And then it'll also be nice if the Bulls and Heat could play well. I think they might play each other. Do they play each other? Yeah, they play each other one of these games. These last 4 games or 5 games. So just keep an eye on that. We'll see how it goes. But as it stands right now, we really want the Hawks to continue to lose. We need to cheer for the Magic because they played them twice. I think them beating them twice, even if the Hawks continue to win, I think the Magic winning those 2 would do it. Yeah. Wait, no. It might. We really need the Bulls and the Heat to step it up. So it just depends. But you know, everyone in this 4-team lineup here are doing quite well, except for the Heat, who lost 2 in a row. Anyways. As far as the Spurs, yeah, we didn't want to win this one, to be real with you. We don't want it to be a close race to the bottom. Trailblazers could have very well been close to 13th, and the Spurs are just going to remain there. I don't know if the Spurs win any more games, honestly. The next games we have coming up are the Clippers, the Warriors, Suns, Raptors. Maybe you can pull off the Raptors one, but yeah, guys, I don't see the Spurs realistically winning anymore. But we'll be here. We'll be here for it. We'll pay attention. We'll see what's going on. But yeah, Bulls' next schedule is basically a loss for them. Bulls gonna meet Cavs and Heat. Gonna be tough. Yeah, that's definitely true. Well, the thing is, the reason why I'm saying that the Bulls could very well beat the Cavs is because the Cavs have such a big lead at that number 1 spot. That is it possible that they sit some guys? I don't know. So Tuesday they might sit some guys. You know, who do the Cavs have left? Let's see. Cavs have 4 games left. I don't know. They might want to send a message going against the Pacers. They might go full force. So maybe they don't sit some guys, but it's a possibility. That's why I was giving them the, you know, the go ahead. Like maybe they'll sit some guys. Mitchell just turned his ankle, so he may rest next game. Okay, there it is. Okay. I mean, they might just sit him for the rest of the season, you know, not even risk it. I didn't know about that, but I knew that when it starts getting towards the end and you got a pretty nice cushion, there's no point really in forcing a lot of guys to play. They shouldn't have any problem against whoever's their 8th seed going into the playoffs, so they can warm up in the beginning of the playoffs. So anyways, so that's how things are looking. While this sucks that we just lost against the Trailblazers, it's actually good that we did, so they don't get that 13th spot. It's race to the bottom right now, so yeah, hopefully so, since the Cavs secured the first spot after all. It should be no reason for them to just go full force. Gosh, the Thunder is so much better than everyone else. I mean, record-wise. I mean, in the West, they're so much better. That's actually insane. They are a really good team. Anyways. So, got a few things to talk about here. Which one should we start with? What anime is this? Sorry, I'm looking at this. What is that? That looks like a video game I used to play. What is that? Katsuka? Was this a manga before? What is this? Of Yaiba? The heck is Yaiba? This is a remake of something? It looks old school. It looks like a... Oh, it is an old school... Okay, it's an old manga. Yeah, it looks old. Like, the way that main characters... What is that? I will be tuning in. That looked good, bro. Huh. Never seen that before. I'll repost this just so I don't forget. Looks so good. Okay, anyways. It looks like there's a tournament arc in there, and I love tournament arcs. All right, so let's see here. A few things we got on the plate. So chat. Apparently someone has something to say about Popovich. This is from San Antonio Express News. It says, with Wemby and De'Aaron Fox both out, the Spurs offseason is already looking complex, but perhaps the biggest question of all, what's next for Gregg Popovich? Uncertainty still looms over when or if he'll return to the sideline. So who it is that is going over this is the Associated Press. But let's go ahead and listen to this. I have not heard any of this. Just someone tagged me in this to say, "Hey, Clank, you need to check this out." So let's go ahead and take a look. So this is from Eric Gay. This is what he has to say. Make sure everything turned. Oh, it wouldn't have been turned on. You guys wouldn't have heard a thing. Matter of fact, chat, I had it on my earphones. All right, I had it on my Echo. I wouldn't even heard it myself. All right, let's listen.
Since he last coached the game, since he suffered a mild stroke, almost 6 months since he last coached the game, since he suffered a mild stroke. He wants to coach next year. The Spurs want to give him that opportunity. He comes back next year. That's great. That's one outcome.
Oh wait, maybe no, that's not Eric Gay talking. I don't know who that is talking because these are just photos. I was just reading here, so I don't know.
Want to be happy with. The other option is like Gregg Popovich decides this offseason that he just can't do it. and that he retired. He officially announces his retirement. And I'm just being honest here. I'm not trying to create controversy, anything like that. That's an awkward situation for everyone, because until the Spurs know how the Pop thing works out, they can't go out and try to hire elite level head coaches of the Taylor Jenkins level, name your other candidate this offseason, just because you can't replace Pop before Pop leaves. There's just no way to find a backup plan until Gregg Popovich retires.
Okay, so yeah, it's definitely here. I'll just let it play. It's definitely a tough situation to put yourself in, or you have yourself in. So if I was a betting person, I would say Popovich doesn't return, right? Like, everyone was talking about, hey, he can come back this season. I didn't think that it would happen, and then it didn't happen, right? And I'm just going to go as far as to say I don't know if I see Popovich back next season either. Do I want him back? Sure, but his health is the most important thing to me. But I'm not Popovich. He has control over himself. It's his autonomy there. He can make that decision. Now, what I do believe, I just have a hard time believing that Popovich just has like everybody on hold, and he's not necessarily like communicating with the front office, and they don't know what's going on, right? I'm pretty sure there's some type of discussion. What we're getting isn't the same thing, I think, that the front office is necessarily getting. It is a tough situation, but at the same time, what I think I'll just be real with you. I think the best case scenario of all of this is Popovich comes back for a year, and then announces his retirement after the upcoming season, and you go ahead and sign a coach as an assistant, for next season. But will someone be willing to do that? Like, would a Taylor Jenkins be willing to go back to an associate coaching role for the Spurs? He's been associated with the Spurs before, but go backwards, just with hopes that, oh yeah, I'm going to be the next head coach. Maybe the culture is so great and people love being around San Antonio that much that he'll be willing to do that and be patient in that regard. I mean, he's a young guy, but I don't know. So it's definitely a tough situation. I just don't want to make the assumption that, oh my God, Popovich just got us all waiting and we're just waiting for his decision. I just have a feeling. I could be completely off on this, okay? This is just fifis, all right? This has no facts at all when it comes to this. This is just fifis. I just have the feeling and just making the inference based on behavior that we've seen from Popovich in the front office before, and them being online with each other all the time and constantly in communication, that Popovich isn't talking with them, or they're not aware of what's going on, and they're not thinking about other options, and they haven't discussed other options, right? It's just hard for me to believe that everything's just so awkward and they're just like, I don't know what we're gonna do, we're just waiting for Popovich. Pretty sure they're all thinking of like the next steps, talking to Pop, what can we do, all that good stuff. So me personally, that's what I'm gonna think. Maybe it's hopeful thinking, but on the other end of it, if I do devil's advocate, if that is the case and they know nothing and they know just as much as we do, and everyone's just waiting for Popovich's decision, it's one of those weird situations where it's unfortunate, and as a fan it's a little irritating, but it's unfortunate. But at the same time, Popovich is the Spurs. It's like at that point it's just fully up to him, and I got my hands off. Okay, I guess another reason too why I'm just not like too hung up on it is there's so much growth that players have to make with the Spurs individually right now, till I can't even like think about what pieces fit here in the next head coach and all that good stuff. Like, I feel like we got to have some development from Wemby. We have to have some development from team as a whole and gaining that chemistry. I feel like we need to fill up the small forward position, the backup center position. And while Popovich has been involved in that situation, like getting the right players and whatnot, he has said even himself that there is a separation there. Like, he lets the front office do, this is why they operate so well. He let the front office do their thing. They ask him, hey, Pop, you cool with it? 99% of the time, Pop's like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. He trusts the franchise. He's like, good guys, you know what you're doing. You know, get the players. And then he coaches whatever players are in front of him. That's usually how that goes. So that's why I'm just not really worried about it. We have some really pressing matters players-wise. And in today's NBA, that's the most important thing, in my opinion. Like, coaching is still super important. Don't get me wrong. Like, coaching is still super important. But I would say coaching is more important in other sports nowadays, maybe like the NFL or something like that. In the NBA, you can manage to have a really great team and even win a championship and your coach be slightly above average, right? So it's not just something I'm really that concerned about. But now when we're talking about our dynasty and we're ready to really kick it up a notch, right? Like after next season, and I'm like, all right, the Spurs are rolling. We're taking some deep playoff runs. Then yeah, if you want a dynasty, you need a really good coach, right? An average coach can't just give you a dynasty. You got to be a great coach, even when you have a lot of talent. So that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on it. I know it kind of sound like I'm just on the fence, which honestly I kind of am, right? Like I think it would be foolish of me, or kind of messed up in a way, if I'm just like, screw Pop, you need to make the decision right now. You're holding everything back. It's basketball. I know how tough a situation this is. I'm sure that he's hopeful he'll be back. If he comes back, or when he comes back, Popovich is one of the best coaches in the NBA every single year, right? So, we'll be getting a great coach regardless, and hopefully things, set up nicely. But things have been really playing out in our favor. The basketball gods love the Spurs. So I'm not that worried about it. I feel like we'll be okay at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's all. That's all I got to say about it. Did you hear someone was talking crazy about Pop in San Antonio? Okay, maybe that's another segment. But just want to know your guys' thoughts on it. How do you feel about the Popovich situation? Are you nervous or not so much? Just let me know. And the segment will be up at some point. It'll be up at some point. Who's talking trash about? Wait, no, I think I did hear about that. Do we care? Who is this? Dave Portnoy? All right. So you guys told me to take a look at Dave Portnoy talking trash about the Spurs. You see, I know I'm in the middle of a San Antonio crowd, but I just have to say I hate Gregg Popovich. All right, we'll take a listen. Hopefully the hate for Popovich is just like, oh, he beats my team like so often, like how I used to hate Kobe, right? Like kind of a playful hate. Let's see.
We're in San Antonio. I hate Popovich.
Oh, really?
I absolutely hate Popovich.
I love to turn the room.
Way to turn the room. He is an absolute pompous asshole. I could coach the team he has.
To be fair, he is a jerk. I agree that he's a jerk. I think that's okay. You need a jerk. You need a jerk. I think he's a nice guy when it comes to the people close to him, right? He seems like a great coach, great guy. There for his peeps. But like if you're the media, yeah, you're a jerk, man. You're a jerk. But yeah, let me listen.
Also, kind of deserves to be a Popovich
Well,
asshole. He's won every.
I mean, wasn't he the announcer? He's like, oh, we have Tim Duncan, we got Ginobili, we got this guy, we got that. I'll coach these guys. Anybody could win with them. He is the most arrogant,
I don't know about
pompous
that, Dave.
asshole.
He's one of the greatest
Wait, how is that arrogant? What?
coaches in basketball.
Absolutely
You're
not.
pretending like Manu Ginobili was like the first pick in the draft.
They were loaded.
Yeah, but they were loaded partly because they got guys from places they never knew.
Go Spurs, go!
I have no
Go
problem with
Spurs,
Spurs.
go! Go Spurs, go!
I have no problem
Go.
with Spurs. I respect the Spurs dynasty. I just
But the dynasty is Popovich, my friend.
don't like Popovich. I like their players. I don't like the coach. I don't like when he goes and he grabs the microphone. He's like, shut up, everybody. Just coach.
I'll be honest, bro. That was pretty bad. I still say that like when Pop did that, I thought it was just so like cringe, right? Like that was what my take on it. I was like, this is very cringe. Like don't do that. You're not gonna accomplish anything with this. Fans can boo. It's fine to boo. Like that's just a silly thing to do. It didn't stop anything. But yeah, it was like, Pop, come on. Like, yeah, that was a bit much. Like, bro, you don't own the whole stadium. Yeah, I didn't like that. That's probably my I have a lot of great Pop moments. That is on my Pop lowlights. That was one of the Pop lowlights.
The team. He thinks he's God. He thinks he's the righteous morality. He's like, he always lectures you. I always feel like Popovich is lecturing me. I don't want to hear from you. Coach your team and shut up.
I think Pop is very wise. I will say that. And every time he in coaching the team, it is a lot of like lectures. I always think back of DeMar DeRozan talking about how Popovich showed them a documentary on penguins, and it was basically an allegory on how they should work as a team, like how penguins work together and how they should work as a team. He was able to analogize those two things. But yeah, no, I don't know. I understand what he's saying.
I forgot. I did a pizza review today, and he was on the window. It's like,
oh
I
yeah,
forgot.
I hate Popovich.
I fucking hate Popovich.
Oh, how was the pizza?
It was average at that place.
That's funny. That's not that big a deal, guys. This is not that big a deal. He's right to an extent. Like, Popovich can be a jerk, right? Like, he's definitely someone that I understand the outside perspective, not really liking him that much. Especially if all you see from Pop is like some of the press conferences when it's on ESPN, right? And he's a little irritated, or when they're interviewing him or whatnot. Or, obviously when he grabbed the mic, like everyone was talking about that. Like moments like that is very irritating. But Popovich, I think as a person, is probably a pretty nice guy, right? Like for the people that's close to him. People outside of the media, I think that he's fine. Yeah, with the fans, he was very. I didn't like that moment though. But yeah, wisdom is rarely appreciated when we need it. Yeah, he's a very wise dude. And yeah, I don't like the last line. Well, it wasn't the last line, but he basically was like, "Shut up and just coach your team." I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. It's like that shut up and dribble type deal. Like it's fine for coaches, players, or whatnot to speak their minds and be open and honest and try to make an impact outside of sports. Sports have always been like that. It's always been a platform that helps people get their thoughts out, their words out, their beliefs out. It's always kind of been like that. And it's funny because Popovich does do that. I mean, he won 5 championships, right? So he does coach his team. He can do both. But I understand from the outside perspective, people don't like Pop. San Antonio will remember Pop forever. I will forget this guy 5 minutes after the stream is over. Yeah. And I think he knows that too. Just, I don't know. You never know what people's intentions are. I think this is just him just saying, "Hey, I don't like him." It's fine, bro. It's fine. Lots of people. Not everybody gonna like you. You know what I mean? Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So yeah, I was expecting this to be worse. I was expecting some like craziness to come out of his mouth, but it ain't that bad. You know, it's fine not to like Pop. I get it. Pop can come across as a jerk. He can come across as a jerk. I don't think the 07 or 14 chips happen without Pop. The way the runs ended the season prior would have ripped lesser teams apart. He was incredible. He's an incredible coach. And you know, to say that he's like arrogant, I think he's very confident. I never seen Popovich or saw Popovich as someone that's just arrogant, right? Like even in the 2014 championship, like he just kind of sat it out and they like forced him to get off the bench. Like that wasn't for a plea of attention or anything. He was just like, hey, these guys did it. Because that team was running like such a great unit to the point where, yeah, in that finals, I don't know if Popovich could have ruined those games. Like we were just that great of a machine at that point. And it was cool that he just kind of sat it out and was like, hey, give these guys the credit. Anyone could have coached this team, right? Like I think it's good to have some humility there. Right? I love Pop. I need to say that. I love Pop. I absolutely love Pop, right? I think he's awesome. I think he's great. In all aspects, I like Pop. But you're right. Everyone will remember Pop. He's a legend. This guy, I don't know. He just doesn't like him. And that's all right. That's fine. All right. Yeah, it's in the segment. All right, that's fine. Let's see what else I had here. Oh, here we go. All right, guys. All right, guys. So we have De'Aaron Fox. We have an update here. De'Aaron Fox gave us an update on his injury. So let's take a listen and see what happens. As you know, he had that surgery that has already been done. And now he's giving us updates on it. I'm sorry for the low resolution. I don't know. This is on Fox News. I have no idea what this is from. So,
like today.
Yeah, how'd that initially happen?
Training camp, second day of training camp. Scala VCR had the ball, and my guy's cutting back door, and I kind of just stabbed at the ball. I wasn't even trying to steal it. I was just trying to make him move it. And I look down at my finger, and it's like this. Yeah. And I have the film, but like you can't see my finger. And the camera's like there, and you see me turn, and I just do that, pop it back, and just kept going.
That's like some movie shit. Like just rub some dirt on it, snap it in place.
And so when I did it, like it didn't hurt too bad, and I'm like, oh, like I'm fine. Like I just kept going. I wake up the next morning, my pinky looked like my thumb.
That's insane.
Like,
you got two thumbs, you're a monster. Oh my God.
So it was swollen. It was bent. I missed one game for it, but it was the last preseason game.
Yeah.
But every regular season game, I was out there. And what's crazy is when I got surgery, the doctor was like, he's like, that's the toughest finger that I've ever done.
Really?
Because like it started healing, and like all this tissue down here was healing under.
wait, was it healing where it had already been bent? Maybe he should have had this surgery a while ago.
And it's supposed to heal over your joint. So he's like, he had to pull it, and he was like making noise.
Oh, your finger was jacked up.
He was like,
a normal finger.
yeah. He was like, I wish I recorded it.
Damn.
He was like, it was the worst one that I've ever done, and like it's never gonna be straight, like all the way straight again. But as long as it's not in the way, I'm good.
You said, let the record show I drop 100 points in one day with
So-
the worst pinky in NBA history.
Luckily for us, from my understanding, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I'm not like, a professional when it comes to this. The pinky won't be as well, he's left-handed, but the pinky isn't as important as like the index finger or the middle finger, right, or the ring finger when it comes to basketball, right? Like, aren't those the most important? I think those are the most important. And it sounds like he kind of insinuated that too. So hold on.
As long as it's not in the way, I'm good.
You said, let,
Yeah.
As long as it's not in the way, I'm good.
Yeah, that right there. Is that his shooting hand? Yeah, he shoots with his left hand.
Let the record show I drop 100 points in one day with
So-
the worst pinky in NBA history.
You know what's crazy? When he told me that, I was like, you know what? I'm glad you said that because now I felt like I wasn't exaggerating. Like I feel. It made me feel good about it. It made me feel good about it for sure.
Okay. You know, we mentioned
That's a tough player, bro. That's an absolute tough player. Is it not? Is this not the toughest player in the NBA? Okay, he's not. I don't know if he's the toughest in the NBA, but that's a tough player. That's really cool. That he was able to just play through that because that seems really difficult to do, and it seems like he gave a lot to Sacramento, right? So hopefully, next season, you can see right here that he still has it wrapped up, right? So hopefully it heals in the next, few months, and during the off season he can start, getting back to fully integrating, his game plan and everything. Well, actually, you know what? He's probably already practicing even with that. Like, I'm sure he's probably fine to practice with that. But yeah, I think he'll be okay. But that's the update. That's the update. So hopefully he'll be okay. But the update is the surgery was really difficult. His pinky will never be straight again. But De'Aaron Fox does not care. He said it's not really going to be that big of a deal. So that's good. He needed the tanking time off. He needed the time off for sure. I thought that he was going to take the time off a little sooner, honestly. But after he had that huge game with us, the Spurs went ahead and said, all right, cool. Time for you to get your surgery. Sit out. I heard it was his first surgery. Oh, really? All right, well, we don't have to worry about him being injury prone. So proud of University of Houston. The coaches deserve so much credit, and those players play their freaking butts off. Love the University of Houston team. Yeah, awesome. Anyways, you guys got any thoughts about this? You let us know. Leave comments below. Sorry, off subject. No, it's fine. I like off subject things. I go off subject all the time and start talking about anime or whatever. All right, so I'll get with you guys later. If you have any thoughts when I upload this, you let us know in the comment section. But there's your update for De'Aaron Fox. All right, he's doing okay. Pinky won't be the same, but it doesn't look like it's going to affect his game. At least he's not worried about that. So deuces. Deuces on that one, man. Deuces on that one. How'd he scratch his ear? I don't know. Hope it doesn't affect his shot long term. Doesn't seem like he's worried about it. Doesn't seem like he's too worried about it. So if he's not worried, should we be? You know what I mean?
He looked like
All right. Oh man, this Austin game's so close. I have not been paying attention. What's the score? Have you guys been playing any rivals? I'm actually really excited about the update. I want to play with Emma Frost so bad. I'll be getting the battle pass day 1. She's going to be one of my mains. She looks so cool. We should be worried about Sohan. Dude can never play. Why is he sitting? I think it's BS why they got him sitting. I think it's like just for tanking purposes. Being careful, but tanking purposes. Yeah, they're resting Sohan. Yeah, I figured that's what's going on. Team Overwatch. I used to be the biggest Overwatch fan, bro. I was the biggest. I used to play it nonstop. As much as I'm playing Rivals right now, is how often I played Overwatch. But Overwatch 2, they changed so many of my characters over the years, and then Overwatch 2 was just turned me off. I started playing and I was like, this is horrible. This is so boring. Is the updates better? Like all of the updates that they made? Is it actually like fun again? Because it used to be chaotic and now it's not chaotic, or it wasn't chaotic. Overwatch 2 to start. I'm surprised Facel is still playing. He needs to play, honestly. Like, he needs to play. It's not getting in the way of our tanking. I'll tell you that much. That is so silly, Caps. That's a terrible assessment of the situation. He definitely needs time to court, and this means that the Spurs think he's peaked. That is so silly. That is such a silly assessment. My God. Could it very well be that maybe playing him actually increases your chances of winning these games? And they're like, yeah, we're just going to sit him. We're just going to sit him. That doesn't necessarily mean that they think he's peaked. That's such a crazy thing to say. He's obviously still improving. And he played a bunch of the season. Like, they just started sitting him like a few games ago. We're near the end of the season. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, he's like 21. Like, such a silly thing to say. Your hatred for him has gone too far, man. It's really skewing your judgment. 6v6 is coming back, and they added perks. Well, have you played it though? Like, is it good? That was my question. Just like, have you played it, and is it good? That's all I care about. I know about all that, like it coming back and everything. I play it every day. Oh, so you never stopped. See, I stopped. I tried my best with Overwatch 2, and then after like a month, I was like, I can't do this, man. This is not the same game I fell in love with, and I just gave up. I was like, it won't be the same. I'm just moving on. I thought we would never get another hero shooter. So when it came to Marvel came on the scene, I was like, oh my goodness, we are so back. Did we talk about Branham? I didn't say much about Branham other than shooting wise he did okay today, but what do you have to say about Branham? What's going on with Fox other than his pinky? It's just his pinky. I don't think it was anything else. Unless you guys heard something else. I don't think there's anything else, just the pinky. So hopefully you can get it going. Get back to action. Castle Rookie of the Year for sure, huh? Yeah, he's gonna be Rookie of the Year. Shouldn't be a reason not to get Rookie of the Year at this point. Know what I mean? I hope Malachi can find a tanking team that can put him on the floor regularly. Yeah. You were just saying that Brandon played a lot. Yeah, he played like 23 minutes today. Devin misses a short a lot and sometimes back rim. Yeah. Not really too worried about anything, honestly. Like, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling when it comes to this team. I think we'll be all right. I'm really looking forward to the draft and starting to talk about that type of stuff with you guys, but let's let the season finish off first. What's up, Clan? What's up, Larry? Guess no Cooper in the draft this year. We got like a 1% chance or a 2% chance of getting him. Well, can we add? No. I think it literally is around a 2% chance. So probably not, unless you can trade away your draft picks and a player, and maybe move up. I don't think so though. When has a team been able to move up to like first pick in the draft? Can anyone recall when a team has been able to do that? I don't think that happens. At least I'm not aware of that. Cooper is good but overrated. You feel that way? Pretty sure Cooper I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. Pretty sure Cooper wants to go to San Antonio. But there's also a lot of players that want to. That just because you want to doesn't mean it's possible. Oh, Caps and Hair going at it in the chat. I don't know what you guys talking about. Oh, you talking about Sohan? He says, well, Cap says, you can't tell me they improved. That's crazy. Who's they? If we're talking about Sohan definitely improved easily. Are we talking about Wesley and Sohan? Wesley's improved. Yeah, Wesley has improved. You could see him during preseason, even beginning of the season. The Spurs just didn't use him a lot this season. But you can see that he has a little bit more control on the ball. The game is definitely slowed down for him a little bit. He makes better passes. I think that's what he's improved in. As far as shooting wise, I haven't seen that much improvement as far as shooting. It looks the same. And then defense, he's always had defensive tenacity, so I don't think that's changed too much. But his control on the ball and his decision-making has improved since last season. And then Sohan, just basically everything has improved. Everything's more efficient. Has KJ peaked? Yes. KJ is not. Yeah, KJ has peaked. I would argue that KJ has peaked over the last couple seasons. Maybe 2 or 3 seasons, KJ has peaked. The heck? Austin Spurs lost the conference finals by 6. Dang. I haven't been keeping up with the G League at all. I'll be real. That's tough. They don't do a series in the G League? Is it just like when? Yeah, it's just a tournament, right? Like you win or go home. I haven't been keeping up. half the roster has peaked. Let's see. I don't think Devin Vassell gets that much better. I mean, he's having a down season, okay? So this isn't his peak. Obviously this season alone, but I don't think Devin Vassell gets that much better than his best season. So maybe he's close to peaking. KJ has peaked. I won't go as far as say Julian Champagnie has peaked. I think that he can become more efficient at what he does well, which is, you know, shooting the outside ball. So I won't say he peaked. Obviously, Chris Paul has peaked in his career. Harrison Barnes has peaked in his career. That's probably about it. I don't think anyone else has really peaked. Maybe Mamu. I don't think Mamu gets any better, which what he is right now is fine. But maybe Mamu has peaked. I can see that. I can see Mamu peaking. I can see an argument for that. Oh, Biyombo. Yeah, Biyombo has peaked, obviously. Other than that, I don't think anyone else is really... I mean, we said KJ, but... Sorry, De'Aaron Fox, I don't think he's peaked. Well, maybe? I don't know. We have to see him next to someone like Wemby. Obviously, Castle's nowhere near it. I don't think Sohan is near it. Wemby isn't near it. But yeah, I guess saying half the roster is accurate. Wesley hasn't peaked. Yeah, Wesley hasn't peaked. No. Yeah, you're wrong. Yeah, because Wesley hasn't peaked. I don't think Malachi has peaked. Yeah, I mean, apart from some obvious veterans, it's not that many people that's really peaked. You said Wesley has peaked? I don't think Wesley's peaked. I don't. Why would you say Wesley's peaked? Like, he's only... How much time do you give players, my man? You don't give players much time at all. Like, it's kind of crazy to just, like, blatantly say Wesley is peaked. What season is Wesley in? Is this his third season? Is this Wesley's third season? Yeah, that's wild, bro. You gotta give players a little bit more grace than that. I mean, look around the league. I didn't mean to hit that. I'd rather have Wesley not shooting the best than Branham being Branham. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a Wesley guy myself. Oh my gosh. Thanks for the super chat, Larry. What the heck? Just showing love since we are officially out of the playoffs. Oh, are we officially out? We should have been officially out. So sad, but we win in the chips next year. You got to stop with the we're winning the chip thing, bro. You did it at the beginning of this season, too. Or actually in the middle of the season. Maybe right before All-Star break, you said that. Salute family. Rooting for Clippers and Cavs in the finals. You think the Clippers will make it that far? So my ticks for Tuesday, since this year is Dookie. Go Spurs, go for life. You guys think the Clippers can make it that far? That would be interesting. I no longer have my hatred for Kawhi. That's gone away now. I think Wemby makes everything better. Everything panned out. Clippers team is stacked. So you think they'll make it? All right. I mean, I'm not against the idea. Like I said, I'm over the whole Kawhi thing. I'm cheering for him. I did not want him to win with Toronto though. That was embarrassing, bro. It was embarrassing because you already know how the media works, and like everybody was saying how terrible it was, how Kawhi went about that situation, and I was like, oh my god, if they win the finals, bro, they're all gonna go back on what they said, and they did. All of them went back on it. Winning changes everything. All that stuff didn't matter anymore, and then it became our fault. It was the Spurs' fault. Somehow. What an embarrassing year. Clan, did you see the Minecraft movie? I've never been a Minecraft fan. It just looked dumb to me. I don't know. It just looked like a famous actors in front of a green screen. Yeah, so I didn't go see it. I don't think it would have the same impact on me as it's been having on other people watching it, because I don't know what's going on. I won't get the references. I did watch Fallen Angels for the first time last night. It's a family-friendly movie. Yeah, I know. I watched Fallen Angels for the first time last night. That Hong Kong film, one that's considered a classic. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'll be real in saying like I didn't really get it. Like I enjoyed it all the way through. I was like, oh, okay, this is very enjoyable. I like the vibe. I like the cinematography. I like the music. I like the noir feel of it at times. I like the color schemes. I liked it. But certain parts of it was like I don't get what's going on here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Makes me happy seeing you with this many viewers, Clan, today. I mean, we only got like 50 people in here. Man, you come in here during the draft. It's like ridiculous. I think last draft, bro, how many people we having? I think we hit 1,000. I think we had like 1,000 concurrent in here at a time. It was over 1,000. It was crazy. It was so many people in here. It'll be like that again during this draft. I thought Fallen Angels was with Jessica Alba. Oh, is that like another movie? I'm just talking about the one that came out in 1995. Think Castle is locked up Rookie of the Year? Easily. He locked Rookie of the Year after the dunk contest, to be honest with you. The NBA is going to want to push that. And it's earned. I don't want to say like it's not earned, because I don't want to make that, you know, I don't want you guys to take that from that. Like, it's definitely earned. It's just, I mean, he really was given to the NBA his all here. So performance, he won it performance-wise, and then obviously, you know, all the extracurricular activities he's been doing. I mean, he should win it. Do you think we need Elliot Cadeau, or when he'll enter the draft? I would love Elliot Cadeau, but unfortunately at this point, I don't think that happens. Yeah, I don't think that happens. I love him as a player. I think that he's great, but I mean, we have more pressing matters, you know. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that happens anymore. Do you think we catch the Raptors for better odds? What do you mean? What do you mean? Catch the Raptors for better odds? I'm not getting into players yet, guys. You just asked about Elliot Cadeau. I just love Elliot Cadeau. He just knows I was advocating for him last season. I was like, I really want him in the future. He's a Spur. I'll tell you that much. Elliot Cadeau's a Spur. Y'all think we'll keep both picks for this season? Yeah. I don't think the Spurs are going to be able to like move them, or nor would they even do it. I don't think that happens. Thoughts on KD rumors? We talked about it already. I think I have a video up on it already. But my overall thoughts is, the more I think about it, the less I like him, or not like him. The less I want him on the team. I feel like if you make a trade for KD, so there's a few reasons. So number one, if you make a trade for KD, you're probably going to give up quite a bit of your future for that, right? It's going to take a little bit. And I don't know if that's worth it, especially for something that's a short term, because getting KD is basically saying, because if you get KD, it's like championship or bust, right? And I think that our window in which that could happen is super short, and I don't know if it's worth it for the short term gains with that. I feel like you'll be doing it only to help Wemby develop, which I'm not going to say that's a bad thing, but I don't want to give up all the future for that. I also think that you're not going to really be able to finesse the Suns as well as you were able to finesse like the Sacramento Kings, because at this point, a lot of teams have been named as potential destinations for KD. So he's already put out, before the trade deadline, he put out like 5-6 different teams. We were one of them. But if you put out that many teams, it makes it a little harder to have any type of leverage. So it just doesn't seem like worth it for such a short period, you know? And that wasn't the same thing with Fox, because Fox is a long-term thing, right? I can see Fox retiring the Spurs. Like, I can see him being here a while. But with KD, it is a very short window. that you'll have him. He seems like the type that you add to your team when you're already established, like you're already a championship caliber team, or you're super close to that. You just need that one more piece, and the Spurs are not just one piece away. They are like a couple seasons and a few players away. Like I would say they're like 4 players and a couple seasons away. Love KD for vet minimum. That would be awesome. Well, yeah, but I don't think that's going to be the case, right? And it is crazy because KD, like statistic wise, he's still like he hasn't missed a step. Like if you go and look at his stats, it's still stupid impressive. He's still one of the best in the NBA. Oh yeah, he's always hurt. Can't trust him. Yeah, injuries can be quite a bit of an issue for him too. Say I love KD for vet minimum is like saying I love get $1 million for free. What is the point saying this? I mean, it's just. I think he was just trying to emphasize, like, that's the only way he will want him. Yeah, but that doesn't happen. There's, like, no way that happens in the future. I don't... He's too good. He's worth more than that, so... Definitely do need more height, Larry. You're not wrong. KD a snake. They still do that? They still call him that? All right, guys. I'm going to hop off. I told myself I would before 11. So, it was cool talking to you. I'll get with you later. Hope everyone has a good night. I will see you on Tuesday. Because let's see, the Spurs play Tuesday and Wednesday, right? So we'll go live Tuesday night. And then we'll go live Wednesday night. Binge watched Adolescence yesterday. Heavy. It was good, right? I told you. Everyone should watch it, bro. Everyone should watch it. Especially men. We all need to watch that show. So good. The way it tackles passed down family trauma, the way it tackles toxic masculinity, the way it tackles just what it means to be a man, the way it tackles social media and how that has an influence on us, male sexual insecurity, I mean, it hit on everything. That was a great show. Yeah, that last episode had me in tears, bro. So good. So good. You guys should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's so good. It's a British show. It's only 4 episodes. So you could finish it literally in a day. I finished it in one night. All right, y'all. I'll get with you later.